Salutations, I'm Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker, and welcome to the quick start tutorial to the King's Guild, a fantasy crafting board game by Matthew Austin from Mirrorbox Games. The King's Guild can be played with 2 to 5 players ages 14 and up, and takes around 60 to 90 minutes to play. This is Greycastle, the city that is ruled by the King's Guild for ages. The king has fallen ill, and once he has passed away, one of the guild leaders of Greycastle will be coronated as the city's new king. You as guild leader can become king by having the most prestige by crafting items to help heroes, hiring specialists, and remodel your guild with useful rooms. Let's begin how to set up the game. First, place the game board in the middle. Then draw master rooms equal to the number of players plus 2 and play them next to the board. Stack the warehouses, gem workshops, magic arcanums, and libraries on the board based on the number of players. If playing with 4 players, return the cards that are needed for a 5-player game to the box. Then separate the specialists A, B, and C into piles and shuffle each individual pile. Draw cards from each pile depending on the number of players playing. So in a 4-player game, draw 8 cards from each pile. Then place the A specialist on B, then with that pile, put that on C. Place the newly formed pile on its location on the board, and draw 5 specialists placing them in the line. Coins go into the center of the board. For resources, place them on their rightful spot on the board. In a 4-player game, the number of resources for each resource used in the game is the number of players plus 2 for cloth, leather, metal, and wood, and plus 1 for gems and magic. Then place the large chamber on the board face up. If playing with 4 or 5 players, also set up the small cards. These cards form a stack of cards that players may choose to build them in any order during the game. Next, it's time to set up the quest cards. First, separate quests in both Age 1 and Age 2, and then separate the decks of Age 1s into 2 different piles, one with the 4 resources and the other 2 resources. Shuffle these piles. Place the council card as the bottom card. Then draw a number of cards from the Age 2 deck, 14 in this case of 4 players, on top of the council card. Then place the King's Funeral card over that and draw the number of cards from both Age 1 piles, 8 each in this case. Shuffle them and place them on top. This is now the quest deck made for 4 players. Place it in the appropriate spot on the board and draw the number of cards face up depending on the number of players. Shuffle and place all 3 different treasure decks. Shuffle and give each player a player board. And shuffle and deal guild tiles to each player. Each player places their guild on their board and also takes their guild mini. Then give each player their guild starting bonus. Now it's time to determine who goes first. The player who recently went on an adventure. Each player receives money from the bank in turn order. The first player gets 3 coins. The second player gets 4 coins. The third player gets 5 coins. And the 4th and 5th player gets 6 coins. The first player starts the game and the turn proceeds clockwise from player to player until the end. Each player will select an action to do and the turn passes to the next player to the left. Normal play continues until the King's Funeral card, or the Offering to the Council, card that triggers the end of the game, is drawn. Now let's go into how the 3 actions work. Gathering lets a player take available resources from the board and store them on their guild storage area. You may take 3 resources of the same type, or 2 resources of different types. However, gem and magic resources cannot be taken until a player has built the appropriate room. If a player exceeds their storage limit, they must discard their resources immediately down to their limit. Used resources go back to the supply, and a player can only take resources as long as it's available on the board. Craft has the player use the resources they have in hand and build weapons and items for adventurers. By spending the resources shown on one of the face-up quest cards on the board and placing their guild mini on the card, they get the coins shown on the card. If the quest card has 2 items, then the guild mini is placed on the side of the crafted item and the player collects the coins instead. If the quest card has 2 items, then the guild mini is placed on the side of the crafted item and the player collects the coins listed. Once all the items on the quest cards are crafted, the player gains the treasures listed on the card. Then they take back their mini and take the quest card and place it on the board to the left. If this was a 2-item quest card, the player who completed it draws one of the 2-item cards listed. Then the player who crafted the first item takes the remaining treasure and takes the card, scoring for the prestige points. Before ending their turn, the player draws to fill in any open quest spaces on the board. Treasures can be very beneficial and can provide special effects and prestige points at the end of the game. The hand limit for treasure cards is 6, and any excess of 6 must be discarded. Players can also purchase a room including any chambers to add to their guild and hire specialists to help them on the job. Players may both purchase rooms and hire specialists, or do one or the other. When purchasing a room, the player may take any room that they don't already have and pays the necessary coins for it. Then that room is placed on their player board. When placing a room, it must face the same direction as the board, connected through the existing guild, and must have enough room to be placed. If placing a room covers a resource, the player gains that resource now if it's available. When hiring a specialist, pay them the necessary coin in order to do so. However, each character that the player passes through from the right requires to be paid a coin. So if you want a character fourth from the right, you need to drop a coin for each of the 3 specialists along the way. Coins on a specialist help discount their cost to hire. This bard who costs 6 to hire only costs 3 coins since there were 3 coins already on it. If any specialist has enough coins to be discounted down to 0, then it's removed from the game. After the first half of quest cards are drawn, the King's Funeral will appear. Normal gameplay pauses and all players hide their coins and bid simultaneously with any amount of coins. The player with the highest bid spend their coins and build the King's statue room into their guild. The others take back their bid, and a new quest is drawn, and normal gameplay resumes. When the final card is drawn from the quest deck, the Offering of the Council, there is one more turn for all players including the one who drew it. In this final round, players may use their action to instead place an available guild mini on the council card to score some additional prestige points at the end of the game. It is now time to add up all the prestige points from all the things you gathered over the game. So let's begin. Charms from treasure cards are worth 2 or 3 prestige points. The player with the most prestige will gain 3 more bonus points. Relics, also from treasure cards, are worth points for each different relic you collected. A set of 5 different relics is worth 20 points. Rooms are worth the prestige points listed on it. Some rooms will only score prestige if a certain criteria is met. Each specialist will have a listed number of prestige on it. And players who have a guild mini on the Offering to the Council card gains 2 prestige points for every 4 coins, and 1 for every 2 resources they have, rounded down. And finally, each completed quest card is worth 1 prestige each. The player with the most prestige wins the King's Guild. Ties are broken with the player with the most coins, and ties after that are shared as the players rule together. This concludes the quick start tutorial to the King's Guild. For more information about this game, please visit the publisher's website, mirrorboxgames.com. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and support us on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep on stacking games.